Hey, thank you for tuning in to Overreach and welcome to another creative arts episode. And in this video we are going to be creating this professional business card using CorelDRAW X7. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is to set up our environment. So we are going to create a new document. So if you're on the welcome screen, you can go ahead and simply click where it says new document, or you can go to file and then new, and that will create a new document for you. So this project, you can name it anything that you like, but on the preset destination we are not going to change anything, so we'll leave it a custom. But where it says size, make sure that you have the business card selected. So if it's not on business card, just click on the drop down menu and then make sure that you have business card selected. And once you have done that, the width and the height will be set for you. And on the units here, you can work with any units that you prefer. In my case, I like working with pixels, so I'll just go ahead and select pixels from the drop down menu, and you go where it says orientation. The orientation that we're going to be using for this project is landscape, and the number of pages that we need is 2, since we're going to be designing 2 sides for our business card. And then the primary color mode, we're just going to leave it at RGB, and then the rendering resolution, we'll again leave it at 300 dpi. And once you have these settings, you can just go ahead and click OK, and it will create a document for you. But I won't do that because I already have my document set up with the elements that I'm going to be using. So in your case, just go ahead and click OK. I'll just go ahead and cancel that and use this document that I've already created. So these icons here that we're going to be using for this project, if you would like to use them again, the link is in the description. Just go ahead and download them and you can use them for your projects. And this icon here that you see here, I'll just be using that one as the logo for our company that we're going to be using on this business card. So you can use your own logos and you'll be good to go. So once you have created that file, you'll notice that you have 2 pages. We are currently on the first one, so this will be the second one and this one will be the first one. So we're going to start with the first one, and the first one will be the front of our business card. So we are going to start by designing the front of our business card. So once we have this set up, you're good to go. The first thing that we'd like to do now is to create a rectangle that will cover our business card. We want to start working on the background first. So to do that, just go ahead and click double click on the rectangle tool, and it will create this rectangle here. As you can see, that will fill our business card. And maybe we can just remove the outline of that, so I'll just set that to none. And now we need to fill this shape with the background color, which is a dark gray color that we're going to be using. I'll give you the code in a second, but maybe we can just reduce your hairline so that you guys can see it. So the first thing that I'd like to do is select the rectangle that we created and then go to the fill tool here, double click on it, and then go where it says uniform fill. And on this code here, just go ahead and remove everything there and then just type this code, which is 4A4947. so it's 4A4947. and once you have done that, just click OK, and then you have this nice gray background that we're going to be working with. So now we can just go ahead and remove the outline and set it to none, and we'll be good to go. So this is the main background that we're going to be working with. So once we have this, you're good to go. What I'd like to do now is to lock this object so that it doesn't move, because every time that we'll be playing with the shapes or the icons and the names and everything that we're putting on our business card, we don't want the background to move, so we are going to lock it in that place. So to do that, just select the object that you want to lock and then go to object and then go where it says lock and then click on lock object, so it won't move now, and we're good to go. So what we need to do now is to create another rectangle so that we can start designing the left side of our business card. So to do that, I'll just go ahead and double click on the rectangle tool just like that, and I'll just go ahead and resize it maybe up to that point. But as you can see, we can't see our rectangle that we created. It's because that this background that we created is actually on top of everything. So what I would like to do is to go to, actually let me unlock this first. So I'll go to lock and then unlock, and I'll select that object that we just unlocked, which is the background with the gray fill there, and then push it to the back of the page. So I'll just go ahead and click where it says back of the page. If you're wondering how I did that, I selected the object and then went to object and then order and then moved it to the back of the page. Okay, so it's object, select the object first and then click where it says object up there and then go where it says order and then move it to the back of the page, and then you'll be good to go. And now as you can see, we can see that rectangle, the second one that we created, on top of that one. And once you have done that, we can now lock that one so that it won't move again. So just go ahead and do that and we're good to go. So once we have that, you can now start designing your your business card. So this rectangle that we created, the second one, we're going to adjust it till it snaps to the center. So I'm just gonna move it until it snaps to the center, as you can see, just like that. And once it's there, I can just go ahead and use the shape tool to manipulate the overall look of that shape. So before I do that, I need to create a guideline where I can more like center everything from, or where I can develop everything from. So to do that, I'll create a straight line using the freehand tool. So I'll just select the freehand tool and then click once here, hold control, move to the other end, and then press again to create that straight line. And once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and reduce the outline width to hairline, and then select my pick tool. I'll select its center and then just move it till it snaps again to the center of the whole document, just like that. So everything that I'll be designing, I'll be basing it on this line. So once we have that, you're good to go. So what we're going to do now is we are going to fill this rectangle, the second one that we created, with a pink color. So we just go ahead with it selected, we just go again to the fill tool, double click on that. And for this one, we're going to be working with uniform fill, and this is the color code for the fill this is the color code for the color that we're going to be working with. So it's FF and then 1447, just like that. So it's FF1447, and then just click OK. As you can see, we have that nice pink color right there. So what we like to do now is to before we remove the outline, I would just like to adjust the overall shape of this rectangle that we created. So to do that, I need to have my shape tool selected, and I'll go ahead and convert this shape to curves. So maybe I can reduce the outline to hairline and then convert this to curves. As you can see, we will have those points that we can use to manipulate the overall shape of this object here. So once we have that, I am just going to move the point here, and I'll just make sure that it snaps to the midpoint of that overall shape that we created. So if it's there now, we're good to go. So I'm just going to be using this side to put a logo and stuff like that, and then this side, that's where we'll put all the details of the card holder. So once we have that, you're good to go. So what we'd like to do now is to create again another rectangle, but we won't do that in this case. We'll just duplicate the one that we created here to save time. So we're just gonna right click on this and then copy, and then right click and then paste. Or you can use the keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl+C to copy and then Ctrl+V to paste. So once we have that, I'll just select the shape tool. Actually, before I do that, let me change the color of this so that we can see it. So we're gonna make this a dark pink color. So to do that, I'll just go ahead again to the fill tool here and then select uniform fill, and we'll change this to what was the color code? It's CC002C, just like that, and then press OK, and we'll have that nice little fill there. So once you have done that, just go ahead and click on this point, and we'll just move it somewhere there. I think that's a perfect position. So I'm just estimating here, so I just move it there. As you can see, we have two different shapes here, and I would like to remove this point. So to remove this point, just right click on it and then delete, or you can simply double click on it. So that's what I'll be doing for this tutorial. And once you have that shape, you're good to go. So just make sure that this shape is something that you like, and I would like to remove the outline, and then I'll set that to none. And again, I'll duplicate the one that we just created, the small one here. So it's Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and I would like to move it somewhere there. And I'll use my shape tool again, select this point and then move it there till it snaps there, down there, and then select this point and then move it up there till it snaps there, and move this point and move it down here till it snaps to this point. So as you can see, we have that nice effect there. So that's a good thing. So once we have done that, now what we need to do is to add more effects to this. So what I would like to do is to add a drop shadow for this triangle that we just created. Actually, this triangle here, the top one that we just created. So just go ahead and select the drop shadow tool with the object selected. So just go ahead and click on that, and I'll go to presets, and I'm just gonna select flat bottom right, and then just click on that one, and I'll just move it, I think, just about there. Another tip is just to try and zoom in so that you can have better control over your objects. So once you have done that, once you're happy with the drop shadow, just go ahead and leave it there, and you'll be good to go. So I think that's too much, so maybe I'll just put it in a bit using this point right here. Maybe I can zoom in again. That's too much. Maybe I can put it somewhere there. Okay, that's fine. So I would like to do the same thing for the bottom triangle that we created. So I'll go ahead and select again the drop shadow tool, and this time I'll be using flat top right, and I'll again move it down here and then zoom in a bit to try and control that, and I think that's a good distance. So you can always alter the opacity of the drop shadow by using these adjustments here, and you can also again increase the feathering of the shadow and just play around till you have something that you like. So what we're going to do now is we are going to add the details of the card holder. So before we do that, I would like to remove the outline for this big rectangle that we created. Remember the first one that we created, and to do that I'll just go ahead and select that rectangle. I'll just go ahead and click on it and remove the hairline just like that. It's looking nice. So what I would like to do now is to create 4 rectangles actually that I'm going to put here for these icons here. So to do that, what I would like to do now is to I'll just go ahead and create a rectangle just like that, and maybe we can just put something like that. Okay, something like that. I think that looks perfectly fine. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to create another line that is parallel to the edge of this shape that we created. So to do that, I'll just go ahead and click on this node here, and then just move it along that line, and then just click anywhere. That will create a line that is guaranteed to be parallel to the edge of this line. So I just use the edge of this line to create something that is parallel to it. So I'll just set this one to hairline, and we're just using this one as our guideline. So again, I'll just increase its size to something like that. So what I would like to do now is I think this is a good size for my icon, the first icon. So maybe we can just increase it to something like this. I think that's perfect. And once we have that, okay, so I think that looks fine. So what I would like to do now is to use this guideline to create the other shapes for the other icons here. So as you can see, we have like 4 icons that we're going to be using for this business card. So just try and create something that will give you enough space here. So maybe I think that looks really well. Maybe you can just reduce the size just a bit, maybe to that, just with like a pixel or something. Okay, I think that looks fine. So we're just gonna leave it like that. So again, I'll just go ahead and select my shape tool so that I can change the overall shape of that, and then put this to hairline, and I would like to convert that to curves so that I can manipulate the shape. And once I have those curves, you have those points, and I'll just drag it to its nabs where it intersects with the guideline that we just created. So I need to repeat that process 4 times, okay, so that we can have like 4 spaces for 4 icons. So I'll just go ahead and Control C, Control V, and then just move it again. So what I like to do is grab this node right here and then just move it along that line. So just try and judge the distance and put it somewhere where you think it's equal. So Control V, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then again move that one, Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and then I guess I'll just move that one down here. So as you can see, that's where our 4 icons will go, but we need to fix the distance here because we were just estimating. So we need to create something that is really professional. We don't want this one, the spacing, to be bigger than here. As you can see, I can actually see that. So to do that, I use the align properties in CorelDRAW. So what I would like to do is to go to object and then go where it says align and distribute, and then select align and distribute. You have this small window pop up there actually, and once you have that, you're good to go. So just go ahead and select the shapes that we created, and we need to actually change the space there. So let's just go ahead and click this one, which is distribute center vertically. As you can see, it will create equal spaces between the object that we created, and that is really good. That's something that we want, and once you have done that, you're good to go. So now we need to push these objects behind this pink rectangle that we created. I don't know if you still call it a rectangle because of the overall shape, but we'll just select all of them and then go to object and then order, and then maybe we can go back of layer, so it's shift and then page down. So you can just do that. So if you hold shift and then page up, it'll bring them up again. So if you say shift and page down, they will move one object, they will move behind the object that's on top of them. So they will move one, they will actually move with one space only. So it's like if you press shift and, is it shift or control? Actually it's control, actually I'm sorry, please forgive me, it's control. So if you press control and then page down, they will move behind the object that's actually on top of them. So try and get something like this using those properties. So just go ahead and play with the order here till you have this. We want them to be behind these ones. So what we would like to do now is to use another color for those shapes. So once we're ready now, I think we can just go ahead and put the fill color there. So for the fill color for this one, I'm just going to be using the darker pink that we used before, but you can just play around with the colors. I'm sure you might find something that you like. So I'll just go ahead and do that because I didn't have this one selected. So I'll just go ahead and do that just like that. So it's looking really, really nice for now. So you can even use any other colors. Just go ahead and play around with this. Maybe you can try, I'm not sure if green blends in well with the no, I don't like that. It doesn't look so well. So you can just play around with the colors and then try and find something that you like. But I'm just gonna go with the dark purple here. I really like how it looks because it's kind of different from this one. And now what I'll do is add a drop shadow to the main pink rectangle here that we created. So I'll just go ahead and say where it says drop shadow, and I'll select again flat bottom right, and I'll move this thing until it aligns with the guideline that I created, and then I'll move it back just like that. So I'll just zoom in a bit and then maybe somewhere there. And what I like to do is to increase the opacity there to 40. That was the value that I used, and then you're good to go. So we have that nice drop shadow effect there. And once you have done that, I would like to remove the outline for those shapes that we created. So I'll just highlight all of them and then right click on this X here on the color palettes. Maybe we can just remove this guy because it's not working anymore, and then you'll be good to go. So that's how you can do that for those icons there. So what we like to do now is to add our icons on these shapes here that we created. So I'll start with the phone number 1, the icon for the mobile phone. So just go ahead and put it there, and I'll change its color to white, and I'll do the same thing for mail. Just go ahead and place it where you really like it. I'll just put it to white again, and don't worry about the how it's aligned there. We'll fix it later using the align and distribute property again. So just go ahead and put it like that. So first thing that we want is to have something that looks like this, and now we're going to use the guidelines to fix all of this. So Control C and then Control V, and I'll just go ahead and move it till it snaps to the center of this rectangle here. So it means that my shape, like this one, the icon for mobile, it has to be along that line. So maybe I'll just place it there. That looks perfect. So you can just repeat the same process for all the other icons there. Maybe put it there. This is another way to do it, or even you use the align and distribute functions that I just showed you when you're trying to fix the spacing here. But something different is nice, so we'll just move it again and then put it there, and this one looks really nice there. And I don't know why we still have outline color on this guy, so let me try and fix it. Okay, which one? Just go ahead and select that and select the whole shape that I created, and just like that. Okay, so we're good to go. But before I actually did, why did I remove those guidelines? Maybe we could have used them, but anyway, we can just fix that later. So once you have this, now you can move on to the next stage, which is actually entering the details. So the first thing that I would like to add is the name of the card holder. So maybe we can just use any other name. Let me just reduce this to maybe 10 pixels, and we can just go with, let me just go ahead and type your name, just like that. And you can use any font that you actually prefer, but for this tutorial I'm just going to be using Century Gothic, and I'll just go ahead and put it there. And the name, I'll make it bold, right, something like that. And now I need to actually add the occupation of the position, so we can go with graphic designer, something like that. And we'll set this again, Century Gothic, we'll reduce its size, something like that. That looks really nice. So what we like to do is to just move this thing somewhere here, and I would like to grab this part here and then make sure that it snaps to that edge that we created. The same thing for the title, and I'll just go ahead and move it and put it somewhere here. I think it looks nice. So just play around with it and then place it where you feel it actually is looking nice. So once you have done that, now we need to put the details. So what you can do is I'll just go ahead and duplicate this, Control C, Control V, and for the phone number we can just go with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, maybe it's 0, something like that. So you can just add your phone number there, and that's a good size that we can work it. Control V, Control C, and Control V to copy and paste. And then your email, you can just go with your email at mail.com, something like that. And Control C, Control V to paste. And if you feel like this is too big, you can always adjust it. That's something that you like. And then your website, maybe we can just go ahead and say your website.com, something like that. And then Control C, Control V to paste this, select it, Control C, Control V, and I'll just move it. And then your location, we can say 1 2 3 4 road, drive, I don't know, hometown, something like that. So you can just put your address there. So we would like to do like the same thing again using that guideline, like what we did here, same thing that we would like to do for this details here. So what I would like to do is this, is to say Control C to copy that, Control V, the guideline, and I'll just move it, I think somewhere there. That's perfect. So what I would like to do now is to make sure that this snaps here, this snaps here, and then this one snaps here, this one snaps here, and then maybe this one snaps here. And we change the color of those elements to maybe white, just like that. Okay, maybe reduce the size of this. I feel like it's too big, but anyway. Yeah, maybe reduce the size. Maybe it is a good idea to reduce the size. Okay, something like that. So just make sure that it's like the same size before you start copying it, but I won't try and fix that just to save time with that. And then once you're done, just select everything, like for this one, like the address and the last box that we created, and I'll just go to object again, align and distribute. I shouldn't have closed that, and I would like to use this property here, which is align center vertically, and I'll just do that. And I'll just do the same thing for this guy and align that, and I'll just do the same thing for this guy, align it like that, and I'll do the same thing for the last one, and then just align it like that. And we can just go ahead and delete this guideline and this guideline. And your name here, we can just go ahead and put it to white, and this is supposed to be pink, the light one. Maybe we can use the dark one, but I honestly feel like white is a good idea here. I like pink, so maybe we can just leave it to white, or you can find another color that you might have used here, and you can just go ahead and play around with that. Maybe increase the size like that. So as you can see, so here now we can just reduce this and then just put it somewhere here, And what I would like to do now is to combine the name and the title here. So just go ahead and highlight everything, object, and then actually to group them so that it could be like one object. Once I've grouped them, I'll select this one and the logo, and again I'll align them using their centers so that they'll be like in the same line. So maybe my logo, I'll just put it there, and we can just go ahead and write the company name if you like it there. Company, and you can make this bold and just put it somewhere there. Again, we'll go with white. Okay, so this is the front of the business card. Oh yeah, I just forgot one more thing. I like to copy again this triangle here, so Control C, Control V, and once I've copied that, I can just create a nice little effect. So you can do this if you like it. So if you don't like it, you can just skip this part, but I would like to do this and put it somewhere there and bring it on top of everything. So I'll go ahead and bring it on top of everything, and once I've done that, I'll add a drop shadow to it from top right, and then just drag it down there. Maybe I like to put it there just to have that nice little effect there, and I'll just go ahead and readjust, do the same thing up here, and we'll just go ahead and put another point right here and add drop shadow to that, and I'll just put, no, not that one, I'll just go ahead and put bottom flat right, and then just move it somewhere there and just adjust it maybe to that point, and that's too much inside. Okay, so as you can see, we have that nice little effect there, so you can just go ahead and use this one. And one other thing that I'm not happy with for now is I'll just unlock all objects. Maybe I can make this a little bit darker, you know, the gray here. Maybe we can just make it a little bit darker, maybe something like that. I think that looks perfect. So the one that I use now is 2B 2B 2B. That's the color code for the gray that I've just used, but if you like the first one again, you can always keep it. So this is the front of our business card. Now we can move on to the back of the business card. So I'll just go ahead and select page 2. So it's more like we're gonna repeat this almost the same thing. So what I'd like to do is to copy these triangles here, the two of them, Control C, and then go to page 2, and then Control V, and then put them there. And I'm just going to create a line just like that, put it there, and then use the pink color like that, and then remove the outline, set it to none, just like that. And the back one is really easy. I'm gonna use that same color that we've been using before, and go back again to my first page and just select the company name and go back to page 2, and then just go ahead and paste it right there. Move it till it snaps to the center, just like that. If you like to increase the size, you can always just do that. So I'll just go ahead and do that, and we can just write maybe your slogan or something for your business, or we are here to serve you, or something like that. You can just come up with something more creative. I know that's not the most creative slogan to use on a business card, so I'll just go ahead and set that one again to white. So as you can see, this is the finished product. We can remove the outline for this. I like to set it to none, and highlight everything, go on the outline here, make sure that it scales and stuff. Yeah, it's all good. So that's how you design this business card, this type of a business card. And this will be the front, and then this one will be the back one. So if you print them, you can just print back to back, this one for back and the other one for front. So again guys, that's how you create this one. And thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I hope you liked it and I hope it was really helpful. And if you feel like there was something that wasn't clear, feel free to comment below and I'll try and assist you with that. And don't forget to subscribe just to stay posted with other materials that I'll be posting on my channel, and I'll really appreciate that. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button before you go, and again, don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial. Actually, you know what, before we go, I forgot to remove the outline for that thing. What's going on there? Let me just select that one. How embarrassing. But anyway, we're good to go. Okay, that's fixed. So that's how you do it, how you create this business card. And again guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll catch you in another video.